In today's episode, we explore the devastating discovery made by one individual, uncovering shocking secrets that threaten to unravel a long-standing marriage. Stay tuned until the end as we uncover the truth and embark on a journey that will leave you breathless. And get ready to say, what a story! Before starting, subscribe to the channel and activate the bell to receive notifications for upcoming videos. Wife 38 years old acting like a different person and not communicating. This post has been a long time coming. Been reading this subreddit for the few months, and I feel it's time for me to share my story. I need to apologize in advance if this come across as a rant. It's not meant to be. I've 39 male been married to my wife 38 female for 12 years and together 18 years. We live in the suburbs, in a house we are renovating. We both have good jobs and are involved in our community at a volunteer level. No kids. We have a cat. However, earlier in the year, we trying for a baby, which is going to make what follows even more strained. Just like all other marriages, we've had our up and downs. We don't usually argue. In 18 years, I can recall 5 or 6 arguments. The last 2-3 years I felt have been the best R18, however. That's just my opinion. Doing more things together, communicating better, great sex in the bedroom, etc. I clearly took my eyes off the ball because 3 months ago she suddenly told me wanted space, but doesn't go into more details as far as what she means. Over the following weeks, her behavior starts to change, slowly. At first, I ignore it, but I'm just in denial. She no longer uses term of endearments, calls me by my name. This is super weird. I notice she starts drinking more alcohol. She came home one night and was sick. I wasn't at home, but found evidence of this later. This is unprecedented in 18 years. When she sent a message or email, she would always end it with an exox. This stops too. Slowly stops being involved in anything I do, but without communicating it. Spends more time on her phone and more protective of it. I don't know her PIN, so it doesn't matter. I know this is a big red flag on this subreddit. She would go crazy when I did this. Now she's on it all the time. I also believe she has hidden her screen from me when sitting together side by side on a few occasions. Our physical interactions, hugs, kisses, go down to a minimum, like a tap slowly being turned off. In the end, she would kiss me on the cheek. That's when I knew something was really wrong. Started going big on makeup face grooming routine. I think this was prompted by a female friend, however. The timing is interesting. The biggest issue is she never communicated properly to me that something was wrong. So it just deteriorated to the point that after 2 months of the above, I had to beg her to tell me what was going on. She tells me that we are growing apart and that we have different life goals, which I still disagree with to this day. Says it's been 3 years coming. She tried to stay positive, then says she is nearly 40 and wanted to have kids years ago. This makes no sense. We haven't even tried properly. It's not going to happen overnight. The other issue is that I'm training for a law enforcement job. I don't think she likes the idea of being the wife of someone who could be hurt in the line of duty. I basically told her that I'm willing to give it up if that's a deal breaker. Essentially, those 2 issues could be resolved immediately. She then asks me for space. 2 weeks of separation as it would be good for her. I decide to move out, and that's the last time I slept in my own bed. That was 38 days ago. Now, here comes a major key point. She cheated on me 14 years ago before we were engaged. Nobody knows this except us and the other party. I decided to forgive but not forget. I have never raised it again and was willing to take it to my grave. After 5 weeks of separation, I moved back home, but to the guest bedroom. I'm typing this from here. We have another chat. I basically tell her that if there's someone else, I understand, and that she wanted a divorce. Then I also understand doesn't mean I agree with it. She tells me there is no one else and straight up says she does not want a divorce. Still loves me. Then goes on to say we married too young. She basically wanted to be married from day one. I feel she's trying to rewrite history here, and that she feels that she missed out on things, experiences, when she was young and doesn't want to be accountable to anyone. How exactly does that work in a real world? I feel the last 2 items are massive red flags. In summary, she states that she sacrificed her dreams for what we have but doesn't go into details. Honestly, the whole thing makes no sense without clear communication from her. Throughout this ordeal, we have not had a single fight. I've stayed calm, clear in my communication. And if she did something that was odd or negative, i.e., come home from work 4 hours late without communication, which has now become a common thing. I would make dinner and save it for her. No questions or complaints from me. I also explained that I'm willing to step up and be a better husband, although it's hard to know what else I can do when you're already giving it 120 when no one is asking you to and when no one is watching. I've probably been too nice, but it's hard to know how to maneuver when you don't have all the facts in front of you. Being at home is like walking on eggshells. Imagine living with a roommate flatmate who doesn't talk to you, doesn't ask how you are, nothing, actively avoids you. It is unbelievable that things are at this point, but here we are. Lastly, the other week I found card in her handbag. I know I breached her privacy, however, I don't have many other options. It's another piece of this crazy jigsaw puzzle. The card was unsigned and undated, which is interesting in itself. I believe it came from a female coworker, but what bothers me is that they seem to have more information at hand than I have. I don't remember the exact words, however is said. I know you've been down lately, as you're mourning your future life. Don't blame yourself. Don't put sadly all the blame on your shoulders. You are worth loving. There are other things I could say, but I'll stop here. I would be interested in your thoughts on the above. I don't want it to be over, but if it is, then there's nothing I can do about it. I love my wife and I would jump into a fire for her. However, I don't think she cares anymore. Her actions speak volumes. Do you think there could be someone else? I don't understand how someone could change that quickly when they're your soulmates. Her rapid change in behavior is hard to believe. Despite all of the above, I'm still smiling. I have a roof over my head, a job fit and healthy, training for a marathon at the moment. It could be worse. I just want the truth. Thanks for taking the time to read this. Update. Big update. I have received the following message from her, which may be the key to what has been going on. Hi, hidden named. Strange thing happened the other day. My pen pal said he was heading overseas for a holiday and was going to a hidden location. I flippantly said hidden location was a nice place to visit. Then got a screenshot showing he booked a flight. He's coming to a hidden location but traveling around. Would quite like to catch up with him, as who knows if paths will cross again. Hope you don't mind. It could explain her phone behaviors. This person lives on the other side of the world, but is taking a 7,000-mile detour for this. He's been her pen pal since before we met, however. The timing is incredible. The emotional affair, is that a thing? Let's see a comment. So many red flags. My Steebucks dude did exactly what you described, also around the same age. From the grooming, the distance, and lack of affection. She had checked out and poured all her energy into her app. She came alive again, her sexuality awakened by the app. She used to tell me her medication made her libido low. What a huge lie that was. She used the line, I need to find myself, the whole time she was having an affair. Trust your gut. Your intuition is screaming at you. I would have dreamed she was cheating before I found out. Our mind and body knows before our brains can process this. Second update. Hi team. I just would like to say a big thank you for those who took the time to respond to my original post. Although I didn't reply all of you, I greatly value all your comments. I have a major update. About the time I posted on Reddit, she told me she would be traveling to a city over the weekend. No other details given. The day she was leaving, I asked for more details and the weekend suddenly became a whole week. No other details given. She took an Uber to the airport. Found out from her home CCV before I got home. She knew from my schedule and that I wouldn't be home, so no questions would be asked. I don't want to say where she went, but it's the equivalent of traveling to Aspen if you were in the USA, say from Kansas City. Basically, you go there to have a good time in the snow. Tonight it was confirmed to me that she's with her pen pal friend. I also have some evidence that he's been our city for a number of weeks. This explains her late nights and not needing dinner. This gun just won't stop smoking. This appears to be an international affair months in the making. This is betrayal to a whole new level, and I can't see how she thinks she will walk away from this, smelling like roses. Or she doesn't care. I do not believe she knows that I know, but I have figured it all out. Anyway, it is what it is. I've already got it out of my system. I'm not sad or angry. I'm actually looking forward to the future with our challenges, but always with a positive mindset. Let's see 2 comments on this update. She is checked out of the marriage and not even making an effort to hide it from you. Time to move on, I would say. Surprise her with divorce papers when she comes home. Second, comment, well, op looks like it's time to start your divorce. Try to not rock the boat and start it ASAP. Keep collecting evidence and document everything, even if it doesn't have an impact on your divorce, but keep it in case she tries to twist the narrative and paint you as devil incarnate. Work with your lawyer and do not face her until you have everything in move and ready to file. You have to protect yourself first. This story is over. What do you think about the story? What's your tips? Leave your thoughts in the comments below. And if you have any similar experiences or stories to share, we'd love to hear them. That's all for today's story. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit the like button, share it with your friends, and subscribe for more deep dives into the intriguing world of human experiences. Stay curious, and we'll see you in the next video.